Hello everybody, welcome back to another book related video here on my channel. Welcome back to another Bookmas video. And in today's video, we are actually choosing my December books using a TBR prompt jar. This is the final TBR prompt jar video of 2025, which is a little bit crazy to say. I'm sure you've heard that multiple times already because it is the final month of December, but I just feel like 2025 has just flown by. It has been absolutely insane how fast it's went. I do have about 5 or 6 books left that I was hoping to finish before the year ended, and I was one of those that I just didn't read as much as I had planned. In the month of November, we were just a little bit busy and I just wasn't prioritizing reading as much. I was doing other things. With that being said though, I will probably be trying to put a couple of those on here if I can find prompts that match. And then also, I don't really have too many other books that are on my shelf that aren't on next year's 26 and 26. So we will see what I actually get. And if I happen to tackle it before 2026, I will just go ahead and mark it off from my 26 and 26 list. I know that's a little bit cheating, but I kind of did that this year with, I think it was Archer's Voice. I read it right before the year. I could have maybe slowed down and read it when it was like 2 days into the new year, but I just didn't get to it. So I didn't go ahead and mark that off a little bit early. And if that's the case, I will do that again. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this video and pull about 5 different prompts. I feel like it's been so many months since I've done one of these because the past 2 months I've been just trying to tackle my 25 and 25 list, which I hate to say this, I'm almost finished with my third to last book. So I have 2 books left on that list. 2 books, and I cannot put them on this TBR. I'm gonna make that a challenge. So they are probably going to be read because they're more of a priority for the month of December, but I will not be putting them in this video. So don't worry, you will not have to see them again. Anyways, why is there 3 right here? Well, we'll pick the one that fell on the floor. For prompt number 1, okay, we have a trilogy. So when I first made this, it was not necessarily a start to a trilogy. It was just a book in a trilogy, which is pretty good. Let me see. Let me go down. Of course, my physical TBR are on my bottom 2 shelves, so it's not in frame. I really hate to do this. All of my trilogies are on my 26 and 26 list, so I'm pulling one straight off from that list. And also, this might be a little bit of a spoiler for that video because I think it's going to be posted a couple weeks after this. However, I'm going to go with For a Trilogy, Frontier Lady. This is a historical fiction based around the Civil War, and it's also Christian fiction, and I want to get more into Christian fiction. And I just found this. I thrifted this one in specific for 50 cents at a St. Vincent, and then I bought the rest of the trilogy off of Thrift Books. I do have a problem with trying to find or at least own the complete series before I even tackle one of the books, let alone try and actually read them. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my list because I feel like I'm going to absolutely enjoy this, and I do love the cover. I don't know if you can keep seeing it because I think with the window it has a little bit of a glare on it, but I love the cover and I'm so excited to branch into more Christian fiction books that aren't just Colleen Cobble. Pulling for prompt number 2. This one I feel like is longer because I see a bunch of light coming through and there's a lot of letters. I can't even get it open. Here we go. It says a book that you've been putting off reading. I don't have too many of these on my shelf I feel like anymore because I've tackled a bunch, but let's see what I do have. I found the best example in my opinion for this. A book that I've been putting off reading is the final book in the Giver Quartet. It is called Sun. It is just one of those that as much as I'm intrigued and I want to wrap up everything, I just don't necessarily want to prioritize reading this. But I did put this on my 10 before the end because I just want to be finally finished with this quartet, walk away from it in 2025. I do believe I started it in 2025 and I'd like to be done with it before the new year hits. So we're gonna go ahead, put this on the list because I really just don't know why I don't want to read it, but I don't necessarily want to read it, but I also want to read it to finally tackle it and be done with it. Prompt number 3. That one did say, and I'm so sorry about this, that one said husband chooses, but right now he's out welding and I'm not gonna lie, I just don't feel like going and grabbing him. And he probably wouldn't want to come in here because he's kind of busy outside, and like I said, he's welding. So he's got more important things right now, and that is fine. So I'm gonna pull a different one. Okay, this one says a dark cover. I'm kind of between 2 books. I do have, for one, we have Different Seasons by Stephen King. Obviously, this is at night with the moon, so it's a dark cover, and also the color itself being more black and purple, it's more dark. There is also Blood Sisters. This is on my 10 before the end, and it's not like a fully dark, like the lights are turned down type dark cover, but it is more dark because it's like darker orange, more so dark black. And like I said, this is on my 10 before the end, so I'd rather kind of get to this, but also it would be kind of nice to tackle one of these books, but I know it's a lot longer. So I'm kind of tossed up. I don't know which one I should pick. We'll do a classic.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My mother said to pick the very best, and you are not it.
I'm going with Blood Sisters. We're gonna go ahead, see if we can try and tackle this, and I think this might be better because it's shorter and I have a lot of books I have to add to December's TBR. Choosing for prompt number 4, here we go. Hopefully this one's a really good one. I cannot grab one. Also, I grabbed like 6 of them. Just one. Okay, I think this is one. We will find out, I guess. Oh, this one might be a hard one because I think I just read a lot of them. This is an award-winning book. I know Cloud Cuckoo Land I mainly had for this prompt, and I just finished it at the end. Actually, I think it was at the beginning of November. Well, darn, I cannot find a single book that I own that has an award on it, or that won an award, or that even says it was even running or competing with other people in the genre. I did look at one book because it's called Ashes and Snow because of the movie, and I have the movie motion picture type cover. I found it on my free little library, and it was called, I think it said Behind the Shades of Grey, and I even looked that one up to see if it was an award-winning book because that was my most promising, and I couldn't find anywhere on it that it was or wasn't. So I'm gonna assume I don't have any on my shelf. We're gonna pick a different prompt. Dang, this is like the hardest TBR prompt jar video I think I've ever had. Okay, but we have a book of my choice. I feel like I had like 4 of these in here, and here recently, in every single month that I've last done these, I've been pulling these out. A book of my choice, I am actually very intrigued into what I just talked about, which is Ashes and Snow. So I'm gonna actually put this on the TBR. This is what I thought might have been an award-winning book, or even like running up, but I have not actually seen anything about this even when I looked it up online. We're gonna see if I actually enjoy this, and this is also on my 10 before the end, so I'm gonna be trying to put as many of those books on as possible. But I do really want to get into this because it has been kind of calling to me, and it's winter. It's supposed to snow today, tomorrow, and the next day, and we just already had the beginning of November, our first snowfall of this season. I feel like it's perfect time for this. Pulling for our 5th and final prompt, a book that I couldn't resist buying. That would have been perfect for Frontier Lady because I love the cover so much. I feel like I have plenty of those books here on my shelf. All right, for the prompt, a book that I couldn't resist buying, I'm gonna go with Colleen Cobble's Alaska Twilight. This I got from the library, so it was only like 50 cents. However, I had told myself at the time I had enough books. I was done buying physical books. I didn't want to add to my physical shelf. And you know what I did? I seen it for sale, and especially for 50 cents, and I know I love the author. I love all of her books, and this was a standalone, so I decided to buy it. I also really like the cover. It's also a different cover from all the other books that I have from her, so it's kind of like a double whammy. I couldn't resist it because of the cover, but I also couldn't resist it because of the author, the story, everything like that. It piqued my interest, and because of the price. I feel like this is going to be perfect, and I'm very excited to read this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so excited to stop trying to force myself because I've been very like strict in a way with the books that I've been trying to read and trying to finish, especially with me trying to finish my 25 and 25 list. It'd be really nice to kind of let off of that once I finish the last 2 books after I hopefully finish this final book. So the last 3 books technically. And I don't really have to follow my 10 before the end list if I don't want to. I can just hop into this and mood read. So for the month of December, these are the 5 books that I'm potentially, or at least going to try and tackle. Granted, I do have 2 other books to add to this, so I will have 7 books in total on my TBR. So more so, the top priority ones will probably be Ashes and Snow and The Sun, or Sun. Oh, and also Blood Sisters, because I think those 3 are ones that aren't on next year's list, and also ones that I do kind of want to finish before the end of the year. But if I'm not feeling them, or if I run out of books that I really want to read, of course I'm going to hop into the other 2 books, or any other book maybe on my shelf. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe, keep in touch with my YouTube channel, be a part of my YouTube community, and here soon I will be posting my monthly wrap up for the month of November. It's not necessarily my longest, but I feel like I had some really good books in there, and I want to talk about each and every one of them. And then of course I have a bunch of things planned for Bookmas. I think I'm going to be trying to post about 3 times a week, which is a lot for me. But if I can do it, I'm gonna do it. Or at least I'm gonna do it for the first couple weeks, and then if I need to space it out, I might end up doing that. I haven't really figured it out too much, but I appreciate you guys all coming to my channel and clicking on this video. I hope to see you all in another video here on my channel, and as always, God bless.